You broke up. Choose a new girlfriend, Aiko.
Sit down. I made this with patience. Don't waste it.
Aiko?
Eat, baby. I cooked like 5 hours for you.
Sophia.
Amore, don't make me beg you to eat.
Julia.
Come, taste this. It took all day. Amina.
Be honest. Can you handle the spice today?
Priya. Mon amour, you will eat with pleasure, oui? Camille. Here's one. This one, spicy, just like me. Shanice.
A sweet ending, just for you. Zainab.
Remember this, Sam. All girls are bi. You just need to find out if she is bipolar, bilingual, bisexual, or just a
So this is going to be Market Watch. It is Monday, December 29th, and we're just 2 days away from New Year's Eve. So basically, I have to take my car in for maintenance. I need my tires rotated. I need a cabin filter, the air filter for the cabin. See, these electric cars, they have cabin air filters, but they don't have an air filter for the engine because there is no engine. So I have to get a cabin filter for the interior. I also have to get a new inspection sticker for this year because my old inspection sticker is over, but they do that for free, so that's good. I do have to get some new windshield blades. I'll probably go to Parts Authority and see how much those cost there because the dealers basically charge like $60 for the blades. I'm like, damn. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I was considering going to Pennsylvania tomorrow, going to the gun range down there with a family member, but I have to make that decision. I want to see what the weather looks like because I don't like driving in the rain, especially out of state. And I also am waiting to see what car they're going to lend me. I think it'll probably be another Cadillac Lyric. I was hoping to get the Vistic or the Escalade IQ because believe it or not, even though that thing's $130,000, they actually lend those as loaners because they're trying to get, their older audience to consider going electric. With the $7,500 tax credit now gone, as per Trump, basically deals and sales are down for electric cars just across the board. Cadillac is still doing pretty well with the taxi limousine commission. But in general, sales are down for electric cars. Tesla's feeling it too, which, considering this is Market Watch, that allows me to talk about the fact that Tesla stock is down. And I was hoping that it would hit $500. Something told me I should sell at $495, but I said, no, I'm just going to wait until it hits $500. I want to sell it at even $500. Of course, it never made it there. So it went on its decline. So now I have to wait until the next pump. And as it pumps, hopefully I'll be able to sell it at 500, next time. And I don't know how long I'll have to wait. It could be this time next year, but it's not a big deal. I'm not hurting. So anyway, today the S&P 500 fell. It says as investors take profit on tech stocks into the final stretch of 2025. Stocks fell on Monday, spurred by losses in technology after the S&P 500 scaled to fresh record levels last week. The S&P 500 dropped 0.4%, while the NASDAQ composite said 0.6%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average pulled back by 193 points, or 0.4%. The artificial intelligence trade came under a bit of pressure in the session. NVIDIA shares dropped more than 1%, giving back some of its more than 5% gain in last week's period. Palantir Technologies and Meta Platforms also suffered losses, as did Oracle and AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Meanwhile, silver was something I was going to talk about in a minute, so I'll just wait till I get through this first page news. It says, meanwhile, silver had a pullback more than 8%. It was basically closer to 10% after reaching $80 per ounce for the first time ever overnight. This comes as the precious metal has had a massive run-up in 2025, surging almost 150% to become one of the year's hottest trades. The iShares Silver Trust SLV lost more than 9%. Those moves come after the S&P 500 on Friday hit intraday high of 6,945.77 before ending the session just below break even. Okay, so that's, you could read the rest of this yourself. Let's see right here. It says tech sector headed for third winning year in a row. Now, first of all, before I even read this, obviously you see they're talking about Micron. I made a video, just like I'm doing now. I called it Bet on Chips. Just like I made a video when oil went negative. And I tried to get everybody, I was like, listen, guys, buy oil stocks. Buy oil stocks now. The shit went to zero. It went negative. I was like, buy oil stocks. Of course, because YouTube and its algorithm manipulates traffic, manipulates subscribers, manipulates notifications and views, because of that, I can't blame you for not seeing the videos that I made. I can't blame you for that. So way back, what was this, 2020? So I made this video, I'm an oil man. And I tried to get everybody I could, get your money, buy oil. I went to my family members. I told them, listen, take whatever money you can. This oil is negative right now. It's in the negatives. It's zero. Buy this oil now. A lot of them listened to me. I told my friends, I told my family, I made the YouTube videos. I never delete any of my videos. They're all there. So it's not, I don't delete any of my videos because oddly enough, I haven't been wrong yet. But anyway, a lot of you probably didn't even see that video. Now, because of the shit algorithm, they make it so that only certain things are able to get through. Like they focus on shorts and the stupid TikTok, idiot, ADHD, moron, bullshit nonsense. That's what they focus on. They're trying to be like TikTok. YouTube went that direction. Facebook went that direction. Instagram went that direction. So unless you're making shorts one after the next, it's very difficult to beat the algorithm. And the algorithm is discriminatory and it's oppressive. So the long story short is that YouTube cost you a lot of money by making it so that you didn't hear what I was saying about certain stocks and giving certain advice. Even when I made credit card videos and I was trying to tell everybody, so here I am, I'm walking around, I got the 850 credit score. I can buy just about anything I want. I can open up any credit card I want. I can go into the home loan place and be taken seriously because I have excellent credit and I have income. I'm up here giving all this advice for free, mind you. And nothing I'm saying is getting I should have 30, 40, 50,000 views on those videos. YouTube has purposefully made it so that you pretty much only are talking to some of your subscribers. You're not even talking to all of them. If I have 90,000 subscribers, then why am I only getting 4,000 or 5,000 views on a video where I'm giving out fucking advice for money or credit? It doesn't make sense. But it does make sense when you understand that they're manipulating the traffic. Ultimately, here's the thing. I'm making my money. I'm spending my money as I make my money. They're costing you money by making it so that you don't hear certain voices. Now, when there's some moron, guru, bullshitter who's trying to get you to invest in shitcoin, oh, you're gonna hear from him because they're running those commercials. Do you know how many times I'm trying to listen to people on YouTube, certain vloggers that I like listening to, and all of a sudden I get this goddamn James Cameron Avatar 3 commercial just pops up, and I'm trying to listen to somebody. I'll be in my shower and I'm trying to listen to my favorite YouTube bloggers, and this goddamn Avatar ad pops up. Or there's another ad. And then the thing about it is it's weaved in so well that at first you don't even realize. You're like, wait a minute. I was listening to somebody talking about something else, and all of a sudden this bullshit fake-ass guru's here. Long story short, they're doing their thing. Yes, it's their platform. They can do what they want. But they're costing you money by making it so that you're not hearing points of view that otherwise you might have heard. And I've had a lot of friends, I've had a lot of people I didn't even know. And they're like, yeah, I listened to your channel and I made money investing the way you suggested I invest. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. I'm glad to hear it. But the bottom line is, it's like they're costing you money. I don't know how to put it any plainer. I already know what I'm doing. I know what I plan on doing. I know what I've done. I know how much I make. But the thing about it is, by giving out free information and it not going anywhere, they're hurting you, not me. They're actually hurting you. See, I was smart enough. A lot of people, when they were making money on YouTube, some of these people, stupidly, they bought cars and they thought that they were going to make enough YouTube money vlogging about cars in order to pay for their car note and their car insurance. Now, I actually lived that. Before 2020, when I had my Chrysler SRT, I was making so much money on YouTube and shopping.com that I was literally able to pay my car note and my car insurance. Now, you can't do a car vlog anymore. You can't. Because, first of all, you're not going to get enough traffic. You're not going to get enough views. You're not going to get enough subscribers from it. Even if you get a lot of subscribers, they're literally manipulating your views. I see people have 860,000 subscribers. They post a video and they're lucky to see 30,000 views. The math isn't mathing. It doesn't make sense. I've complained about this before, but what I can say is that I always knew YouTube was a here today, gone tomorrow type thing. So what I did was I took my money and invested in the stock market. And that's the reason why I like making stock market videos, because I'm always buying stock. And typically it's dividend paying stock. But I'm looking at this Micron right now. I was telling people to invest in Micron back when Micron was $10. Micron is, let me just look up here. Micron is 200, what is it? And $91 right now. And I was telling people to invest in this at $10. And what's crazy about it is, one of the reasons in the video because I made a bunch of videos about this, but one of the reasons that I pointed to was that Micron was being funded by the U.S. government in order to hedge against the possibility of China taking over Taiwan. They didn't want China to control the manufacturing of chips, and they didn't want them to be able to corner the market by taking Taiwan. Now, despite the fact that these administrations, the Trump administration, Biden administration, they're constantly saying China's planning to take Taiwan, I don't believe them at all. I believe that China's not interested in the chaos, and they're interested in simply making money at a steady pace. I don't believe what they're saying. I don't believe it at all. But they're saying China's planning to take Taiwan. So I was like, okay, fine. Well, the bottom line is they put their money 3 places: Intel, Micron, and NVIDIA. So way back then when I told you all about betting on these chips, I knew. There's a simple logic in economics. They say if the government subsidizes something, it gets more of it. If you have poor people and the government feeds them, you're going to get more poor people because they're going to reproduce. It's just like if you have stray cats outside. Now, if you got stray, because we used to have like stray cats, they'd be outside and everything. They come up to your door looking for food and everything. So you have a choice to make. You're like, wait a minute. If I feed these stray cats, they're going to live longer and they're going to reproduce because now I'm feeding them. If you don't feed them, they will either die out and it will disappear, this issue that you're having with the stray cats, or they will move somewhere else and you won't have this issue anymore. When the government subsidizes something, it gets more of it. So that was my logic. I said, okay, yeah, I'll buy Micron. I'll buy Intel. And what did I tell you? There was a congresswoman, I believe it was Marjorie Taylor Greene, or it was Lauren Boebert. I can't remember exactly, but it was one of them. It was one of those three. There were three of them. And they were following all of them because Nancy Pelosi, you already know, was one of them. And I was like, yeah, if they're going to invest in these things, then I should invest in it too, because they obviously know what's going to happen as far as American laws and policy go, because they're the ones writing the laws and policies. So now, today, you have websites that literally follow Congress and they tell you how they're betting and they make suggestions about how you should bet. Now, you don't have to join any of those websites because the news itself tells you about what Congress people are doing. But my belief was, I was like, wait a minute, if they're doing it, I should do it. And it's just that simple. There's no magic to it. I'm not Socrates. There's no magic to it. I'm just following what's logical. So Micron is up, Western Digital is up, Seagate's up, Palantir's up. What do these things have in common? They're all making storage, hard drives, memory for computers. And that's it. That's all it is. Now, there are some of you, because I'm not going to make this too long, there's some of you that are talking about the AI bubble. I'm going to say it just like this because I've said it before. There is no AI bubble. What you're really witnessing is you're witnessing kind of like a rebirth of the digital electrical infrastructure. You're witnessing a rebirth of it. Google is about to go nuclear. Amazon's going nuclear. Indiana is going nuclear. These AI data centers are supposed to eat up like over 250,000 megawatts of power, 250 megawatts of power every year. They know that they can't create that any other way. They can't burn more oil. They can't burn more gas. They're going to go nuclear in order to make that energy. On top of that, they're going to be using that energy for electric vehicles. So a lot of these people kept arguing. They kept arguing. Everybody's fucking arguing with me. I love it when these people try to argue with me. But they're, oh yeah, where are we going to get the electricity? We're not going to have enough electricity again. And I was like, yo, guys, just sit back and wait and you'll see. Now they're going nuclear. They're literally starting nuclear power. And the beautiful thing about it is modern day Americans are so undereducated and stupid that in the 70s you had to worry about them. And in the 80s, you had to worry about them protesting nuclear power. Now, you don't have to worry about them protesting nuclear power because they're stupid. They don't know anything about it. Ask the average person what fission or fusion means. First of all, I would say thanks to these movies like Iron Man and all these video games and all this, most of them are comfortable with the idea of fusion or fission energy simply because they've heard the word so many times. They're not protesting anything. They don't know anything. They don't understand any of this shit. They don't understand how any of it works. All you got to do is just tell them, say, yeah, listen, when we have nuclear power, your energy bill is going to get cheaper. And then they'll just accept it because they're not smart. They're just not smart. They're undereducated. They're poor. What did Trump say? I love the poorly educated. Yeah, he's right. They're stupid. And it's not their fault that they're undereducated. It's just what it is. My thing is, that's the reason I'm holding these stocks. I'm buying these stocks. I'm holding these stocks. I have seen nothing but upside in my portfolios. I've seen nothing but upside. Like if you look at a down day, I'm looking at my losses right now. Nvidia, $3. Google, 0.46, 46 cents. Microsoft, $1.25. These are temporary. I'm not worried about the short term. 5 years from now, that's what I'm looking at. 10 years from now, I'm retiring. That's what I'm looking at. You have to build your portfolio to make it self-sustaining. You need to build your portfolio so that you're making a couple of $1,000s in dividends annually. And then you can take that money and you can buy more stock. And this way you don't have to take more money out of your pocket to buy more stock. The other thing I was doing was buying precious metal like gold, But my belief is gold, silver, platinum, graphite, uranium. My belief is you shouldn't buy those things directly. What you should do is find index or ETFs that pay dividends, the mining companies, the indexes. And this way, if you buy the indexes that are heavily into these things, then you don't have to worry because you're going to get a dividend that comes back to you. So your money, you can put as much money as you want into these things. It's kind of like a glorified savings account. A lot of people, for whatever reason, keep asking me, and I thought that I'd cleared this up. They keep asking me, who do I invest with? I invest with Charles Schwab. I used to have Scottrade. Scottrade became TD Ameritrade. Charles Schwab bought TD Ameritrade. So no, I invest with Charles Schwab. I don't use Robinhood. Robinhood is for children. Like if you're a child investor, like if you're a teenager or something, yeah, you could go invest in Robinhood. Real money in the middle class uses Charles Schwab. Now, when you're big money investing, like when you're a multi-millionaire, there are other places to invest, but a lot of them use Charles Schwab too. Some of them use Goldman Sachs, but a lot of them I would really say some of them go to private firms to invest for them. I like Charles Schwab. It's nice, it's simple, it's clean, and you can have any amount of money in there, and it's easy. It's just easy, So it says AMD beat Nvidia in 2025. I was telling y'all to buy AMD at $50 a share. Actually before that, but at the time I remember specifically AMD was $50, Logitech was $50. But I've been beating this drum for a long time. Now, I do understand that a lot of you got suckered into cryptocurrency. I understand that. A lot of you thought it was going to the moon. I was like, hey, you should buy dividend-paying stocks and then buy gold and buy oil. And what did they tell me? They're like, oh, no. We going to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. We going to buy Litecoin and we're going to buy Dogecoin. We're going to buy Dogecoin. We're going to the moon. That's what they told me. I told people, I was like, yo, you know what? You shouldn't buy that GameStop short squeeze. That to me looks like a trap. It looks like a pump and dump. Oh, no. We're going to buy GameStop. We're going to the moon. We're going to Jupiter. We're going to Pluto. We're going to Uranus. So they tried to argue with me that they were all going to everybody was going to get rich. I don't know how that was supposed to happen. And I tried to tell them, I was like, nah, don't do it. Don't do it. You put your money in that shit, you'll be stuck in it. What did the government do? The government said, oh, so these stupid little bastards want to try to run a short squeeze on us? Guess what we're going to do? We're going to make some calls to the rest of the governments around the world, and we're going to pause trading on this shit. We're going to let our boys and our friends, we're going to let them take their money out, and they'll get their money. They'll get their money. They'll be safe. And the rest of these stupid little bastards are going to lose big money. So here's my question. How's that GameStop and AMC, how's that doing? They had all of these channels on YouTube. Some of these channels got hundreds of subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, 300,000, 400,000. They're making these cute little videos about going to the moon and shit. You had Elon Musk pumping Dogecoin. You had Trump, with Trump and Melania coin and all that. Yeah, how's that? All I got to ask is, as you watched Bitcoin fall from 124 down to, where is it right now, 87,000? Yeah, my question is, how's that going for you? How's that going for you? And the sad thing is, the people who got in the very beginning, they're all billionaires right now. That's the thing. That's the sad thing. They got in before regular people could even buy the shit. And then by the time regular people could buy it, it was hundreds of dollars for a Bitcoin. Most people didn't have that kind of money to invest. They were buying Bitcoin crumbs. They couldn't even buy full Bitcoin. And then when they watched the massive dumps, a lot of them cashed out. A lot of them got to 50,000. They was like, yeah, this is as high as this shit has ever gone. It's a roach motel. It's really a roach motel. No, now, I just feel sorry for the people who have nothing and this was their lottery ticket. But they didn't learn anything from the lotto. The first thing you should understand about the lotto is not everybody wins. That's the first thing. They tell you your odds are so high that your odds of getting hit by a fucking meteorite are higher. You've got a better odd of getting struck by lightning like twice in the same day than you do of winning the lotto. It's insane. This was their lottery ticket, and they thought that they were going to the moon. They ain't going to the goddamn moon. They right here on Earth. They stuck right here. It is what it is. But that's just what it is. I'm sorry. It's like every time it's funny. I know crypto investors. Like I know one at work. He was telling me about VeChain. And it was funny because when he was telling me about it and I was suggesting that he put his money elsewhere, it was actually almost at like all-time highs at that time. And it's done nothing but go down. And he was trying to explain this shit to me. Oh, yeah, we got the VeChain, and you buy the VeChain, and you got the chain, and you got the chain gang, and all this bullshit. And it was just bullshit. It was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sure enough, he lost a lot of money. He doesn't talk about VeChain no more. Sure enough, he lost a lot of money. I was excited for XRP. I thought XRP was going to the moon. I thought we were going to Mars. I thought we were going to Jupiter. XRP right now, let's see. What's that number? Where is it, Grace? XRP price. Fuck. $1.85. So the 5-year high, it went to $3.30. It's $1.85 right now. God damn. You know? I tried. I did my best, but a lot of them were never going to hear these messages. You know, and it was funny because at a certain point, Bitcoin, they were able to push that shit to 90 and 100,000 and pushed it even further. What was it? 118, 124. I got people showing up on my channel. Oh, you were talking all this madness about Bitcoin. Here's my question. How are they doing now? My Nvidia is still up. My Micron is still up. My Microsoft is still up. My Apple is still way up. My Google, my Amazon, my TSM, my AMD, everything's paying dividends. You think I run out and buy a fucking $5,000 computer desktop, this Alienware, this beautiful Alienware Era 51? You think I go out and buy this shit using cash out of pocket? No. Those are dividends, bro. You think that I go out and just spend money on I got this vacation coming up. Like here, I got so much shit going on, but I'm counting down days. Understand, I want you to close your eyes and think about this. I got to get onto a business class flight with Japan Airlines and fly to the other side of the world to go to Vietnam and to go to Cambodia. Places that your grandparents died in. My grandfather fought in the Korean War, and he came home intact. He didn't lose a leg, he didn't lose no arms, no fingers. Now, I did have a granduncle. Now, he's deceased now, but he fought in that Korean War too, and a landmine exploded in his face, and he was blinded most of his life. And he got married, he had a big family and everything. But he was blind pretty much most of his life. I'm going to a place your grandparents died trying to fight communism and nothing came out of it. Right now, Vietnam's doing great. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, my Nintendo Switch 2 is made in Vietnam. Some of my clothes are made in Vietnam. Right now, like my iPhone that I'm holding, this is an iPhone 17 Pro Max 2 terabyte. This is made in India. So just think about that for a second. I'm counting down the days to fly business class. My feet are going to be way up. I'm going to tell that little Japanese sexy ass stewardess, oh, excuse me. Well, excuse me. Yes, more champagne, please. More champagne, please. More champagne, please. Oh, hi, arigato, genki desu. Or what that's because they say des at the end of everything, desu or whatever. Oh, arigato gozaimasu. Yeah, like I'm gonna have some sexy ass Japanese chick waiting on me. Just me. I mean, yeah, there's other people in the cabin, but she's gonna be getting my champagne and my sake. And I'm flying all the way to the other side of the world to go to a country that literally killed most of your grandparents. Some of you might be listening. Yeah, Vietnam and Cambodia probably claimed some of your parents' lives too. All that for nothing. They're doing fine now. Communism and no communism, they're doing great. Go to Vietnam, shit. You don't hear about nothing bad happening there because they don't tolerate no shit. They don't have the problems with drugs. They execute drug dealers. They don't have problems with murders and rape. They execute murderers and rapists. They don't have those problems. I'm counting down the days before I have to step on that red carpet and get on that aircraft, that 777-300ER. I'm counting it down. These are dividends, boys. Here's my question. Your Bitcoin pays no dividend because it earns no profit. What exactly are you investing in? Because at a certain point, it's no longer investing, it's gambling. That's the way I see it. But yeah, I said I wasn't going to make this long, and apparently I just let myself go. I'm so sorry. I let myself go again. I have to cover this other silver-related story, but I think you get my point.
I like girls.
What? No son of mine is going to be straight.
I want my booty cheeks intact.
Brave enough to swing the right way. Hey, can I buy you a drink?
She's not interested.
This summer, meet the fridge protecting the snacks.
You need to get a job.
I'm escaping the Matrix.
This summer, one man can't run from responsibility.
Something's in the house.
Because it has a name.
Babe, I'm pregnant.
Where you going?
Going to grab some milk.
Ma, who's my dad?
I ain't paying no damn child support!
Dad, look at my hands.
You're ready to goon, son. Watch closely.
I'm going 67 times today, bro.
I'm proud of you, son. Let's goon together.
What's wrong?
Why am I not allowed to say it?
A boy on a mission to find answers. Use it wisely.
Musk sounds alarm on silver as China restricts exports needed for critical industrial processes. So it says silver prices have surged to record highs in 2025 as the metal faces supply shortages and rising industrial demand. Tesla CEO Elon Musk is raising the alarm over surging silver prices as China prepares to impose new export restrictions on the precious metal. Musk responded to a post on X that noted China will begin requiring government licenses for companies to export silver from the country starting on January 1st. This is not gold. This is not good. I'm sorry. I thought it said gold. Silver is needed in many industrial processes. So just in case you don't understand, not only do all of these computers basically need silver, AI is going to need silver. And then on top of that, silver has a lot of uses in medical technology. If you want to have scalpels, syringes, et cetera, silver has a lot of antimicrobial properties. So when you have medical technology, you have surgical technology, all of that stuff pretty much has to be made of silver. Obviously, gold is too expensive. Now, gold is okay in the human body, but gold is too expensive, obviously. So silver prices have surged to record high prices this year after it was designated a critical mineral by the U.S. government amid supply shortages and rising demand from industrial users as well as investors. Long story short, silver is in just about all of our electronics. So that basically means that the price of everything is going to go up pretty much just like, pretty much we already understood that anyway. The price of everything is going up. So it says spot silver prices briefly touched an all-time high of $83.62 an ounce during Monday's trading session before they fell to $75.32. So yeah, there was about a 10% decline. This morning's price decline which follows record highs, is attributable mainly to traders taking profits ahead of the year. And so, long story short, what they're basically telling you is that right now the market is down a little bit because people decided to wait until the year's end. Because we had like record high. Like, I was looking at my portfolio. My portfolio was at its record high 2 days ago. And I was really happy to see that, but I wasn't going to sell anything. I don't panic sell. See, what I'm looking forward to is Dow 50,000. At Dow 50,000, because so many of the stocks that I've bought are big Dow stocks, by Dow 50,000, I'll be way up. So I'm specifically focused on Dow 50,000. I'm not selling shit because my portfolio is there towards my retirement, and that's 10 years from now. As far as Dow 50,000, yeah, the main stocks that I hold, like Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Google, all of those will be considerably higher because most of my portfolio is Dow stocks. So I don't really go by the S&P 500, and I don't really look at Russell 2000 or anything like that. I'm specifically focused on the Dow. As far as commodities, my index funds that I buy with, gold, silver, precious metals and everything, my index funds, they don't really show up that much when you look at the Dow, or at least the Dow isn't heavily dependent on them. Because you got to remember, the Dow is like 30 or 40 specific stocks that are represented by that number. It's easy to get delisted if you fall too far, and it's easy to get listed if you become important enough. Like, there's certain things that I invest in that aren't on the Dow, but when the Dow stocks that I have, once it hits 50,000, I'll be very, very happy. But I'm not selling anything. The only thing you heard me talking about planning to sell was Tesla. Simply because, number one, Musk is a racist. He's a racist, anti-Semite Afrikaner. And the reality is, just like those people who bought Teslas and now they have a sticker that says, yeah, I bought this Tesla before I knew Elon Musk was an asshole. At this point, I've made enough money off of Tesla. I already sold half of my Tesla stock when I bought my second house. And now I want to basically sell the rest of it. And I was waiting for Dow to go up. I was waiting for the stock to hit 500. It didn't hit it. So now I'm just going to have to keep waiting. But believe you me, the moment I can get out, I'm out. As far as the other stocks that, there's very few stocks that I refuse to buy. Facebook, I hate fucking Zuckerberg. He always has me in Facebook jail. And Zuckerberg basically he's biased, or at least Facebook was biased against conservatives. Facebook was they were silencing people at will. What Twitter does the same shit. Twitter's not about no First Amendment free speech. That's bullshit. What they do is they have the same racist rhetoric on there. It's the same shit. And then if you come on there and do what I do and you start trolling these people who are putting that shit on there, what they do is they suddenly slap something on you. Oh, yeah, well, we're afraid we're not going to be able to, recommend you in the algorithm or whatever. It's some bullshit. I copied the message. But the long story short is they all do the exact same thing. All that matters is that who's at the top. So Elon Musk, he had his head up Trump's ass. He got into that Doge. He fired a lot of people through Doge. And those people, you can bet that them people are looking for Elon Musk because they don't give a fuck how much money he has. Elon Musk could very well end up being the next Charlie Kirk because there's people who they had their jobs, they were working at Doge, and Elon Musk fired them haphazardly. Same thing goes for the Department of Education. There's a lot of them people had their jobs, they got fired, it's all about efficiency. Let me tell you something. A lot of them people are looking for Elon Musk. And just like I said, yeah, he could end up being the next Charlie Kirk. You never know. $1 trillion can't plug up a hole in your neck. I'll just say it like that. So anyway, I want out. I will get out eventually. For right now, the stock I'm still up on it simply because I bought it before the first split. And that was back in 2020. And then they did a second split in 2022. But long story short, he's in the news talking about silver. Silver is big right now because of the silver raise. Like, as soon as something starts getting big, everybody wants to start talking about it. But we have a saying, it's called buy the rumor, sell the fact. Buy the rumor, sell the fact basically entails that, on the way up, it's just a rumor. But by the time everybody knows about it, now it's a fact. And this is the time where you should be selling it, getting out. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if you buy in early enough, you might as well keep on riding the wave because it's not money out of your pocket. You might as well just keep riding the wave. And I'm going to keep riding the wave. There's a lot of other things, again, that I've made videos about, but because of, the YouTube algorithm, you wouldn't know that I made those videos about it because you didn't see them. So, I've always pointed you in the direction of oil, gas, what else? Credit cards, banks, and all of those stocks are more valuable now than they were when I was initially telling you about them. But again, I've got to deal with all types of manipulation. I got to deal with algorithms. I got to deal with all this bullshit. I just don't have time for it. So, long story short, if I were you, I wouldn't rush into silver. If you want silver, gold, precious metals, if I were you, I would focus on looking for index or ETFs where you can buy and you can get dividends for holding. That's what I would do if I were you, because I know a lot of people probably interested in silver right now. But I wouldn't just go after silver. I would focus on the dividends that you get from holding precious metals. So that's it for this part.
It's time to speak up. I have been involved in the criminal justice system since 1997. I've been a prosecutor and I've been a defense attorney. And if anyone out there thinks that our criminal justice system is blind to the race of the person in front of it, it's because you've had zero experience with the criminal justice system. I can tell you from personal experience that if my client that I'm representing is black or brown, I have to work twice as hard to make sure that their rights are protected. And even then, with all of the efforts, they generally get harsher sentences than a white client who is charged with the exact same thing. So all of you that are out there saying, well, there's more black arrests because they commit more of the crimes, shame on you. But thanks for at least letting your racism be on full display so we know who we're dealing with. Go out there and love your neighbor, especially today, your black and brown neighbors, because I promise you, they need it.
I've weaved this story into probably my last two videos because it can't be understated. The shit is about to hit the fan. This entire market and even the stock market is going to be affected by what's about to happen next year. So here's the thing. First of all, we're basically ending 2025 and we're about to enter 2026. So in 1 year, Trump has put this country through so much shit that it's unbelievable how much shit that he's put this country through in just 1 year. This, however, is a little bit different because there's a bunch of people with that bullshit, oh yeah, this is what I voted for, blah, 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 and all that rhetoric, right? A lot of them, a lot of their parents, a lot of their girlfriends, a lot of their boyfriends, a lot of their kids are about to get hit by this right here. This is where the shit hits the fan. Now, I'm good. I ain't got no student loans. I showed 2 videos ago, I had my student loan payoff letters, 0 balance here, 0 balance there. I'm fine. I ain't got nothing to worry about. Your kids, your parents, your sister, your brother, they about to get their asses handed to them by this Trump administration. And I'm waiting to see all them people talking shit. Oh yeah, this is what I voted for. This is what I voted. No, this is not what you were expecting. It's not. So anyway, Trump administration student loan defaulters may soon have wages garnished. So I've already basically read this, but let's just cover the key points. The Trump administration will garnish wages of student loan defaulters starting in January. Critics argue the move is cruel amid stagnant wages and rising healthcare costs. Oh, that's the other thing that I wasn't thinking about. Healthcare costs. Now, right now, you got people who got negative equity on their cars. You got a lot of people who can't afford their cars. They're getting their cars repossessed. They're about to get hit. Whether, most of these people, obviously, they don't have houses. A lot of them could barely afford their rent. So in Trump administration year 2, second term, you're about to get hit by healthcare rise, and you're about to get hit by student loan garnishments. You got two things. Shit's about to hit the fan, people. Let's see. It says Education Secretary McMahon claims the administration is simplifying repayment processes to curb tuition costs. What they're trying to do is they're trying to force you into debt consolidation, and they're trying to force you into repayment. But if repayment and debt consolidation don't work, they're planning to take the money right out of your ass. Now, it's funny, Trump is like, oh yeah, this year we're going to have the biggest tax returns ever. We're going to have the biggest tax returns ever, right, everybody? We're going to have the biggest tax returns ever. You're going to get mega checks back. It's going to be the one big, beautiful Obama bill. Yeah, but here's the thing, though. If you owe money on your student loans, you're going to get garnished if your shit is, 270 days late or something like that? You're going to get 10% of your money taken, just snatched out of your paycheck every single fucking paycheck. Not every month. No. Garnishments hit you every single check. The shit's about to hit the fan, people. I'm telling you, the shit's about to hit the fan. Let me say, student loan recipients who are in default may soon find fewer dollars in their paychecks. The Trump administration announced this week that it will soon begin garnishing wages of individuals who have failed to repay their student loans. The Department of Education will send notices to approximately 1,000 borrowers. I'm not one of them. The week of January 7th, 2026, with more notices to come at an increasing scale each month. The wage garnishment announcements marks a departure from past handling of student loan borrowers in default. Since March 2020, no federal student loans had been referred for collection, including those in default, until the Trump administration's changes earlier this year. Persis Yu, Deputy Executive Director for the Student Loan Borrower Protection Center, criticized the decision to begin garnishing wages, telling the Associated Press that the department had failed to sufficiently help borrowers find affordable payment options. At a time when families across the country are struggling with stagnant wages and an affordability crisis, this administration's decision to garnish wages from defaulted student loan borrowers is cruel, unnecessary, and irresponsible. As millions of borrowers sit on the precipice of default, the administration is using its self-inflicted limited resources to seize borrowers' wages instead of defending borrowers' right to affordable payments. Let's see, millions of student loan borrowers are considered in default, meaning there are 270 days past due on their payments. The federal government can try to collect on the debt by seizing tax refunds and Social Security payments, including disability benefits. The holder of a defaulter's loan can also order a borrower's employee to withhold up to 15% of his or her disposable pay to collect their defaulted debt without involving the courts, according to the U.S. government's federal student aid site. This withholding or garnishment continues until your defaulted loan is paid in full or removed from default, the site noted. DOE must provide borrowers with 30 days notice before wages can be garnished. The department said it will begin collection activities only after student and parent borrowers have been provided sufficient notice and opportunity to repay their loans. The federal student aid site notes that student loan borrowers in default can avoid wage garnishment by negotiating payment terms with the loan holder. So you see this horrible looking woman right here. She looks horrible. She looks like Pennywise. You could paint her face white and put those lines around her mouth. She looks just like Pennywise. This is Secretary McMahon, otherwise known as IT. It says in May, the Trump administration ended the pandemic era pause on student loan payments, beginning to collect on defaulted debt through withholding tax refunds and other federal payments to borrowers. The move ended a period of leniency for student loan borrowers. Payments restarted in October of 2023, but the Biden administration extended a grace period of 1 more year. So payments actually restarted in 2023, but they pushed it 1 more year. The Biden administration tried multiple times to give broad forgiveness to student loans, but those efforts were eventually stopped by courts. Betsy Mayotte, the president and founder of the Institute of Student Loan Advisors, told NPR that even though borrowers have expected a resumption of wage garnishments, the timing is unfortunate. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not even going to read the rest of this because you already see where this is going. These people are screwed. So let's count it down on a finger. You can't afford your rent. You can't afford to buy a house. You can't afford your car. You can't afford student loans that you took out. So you can't afford to repay that because chances are your job sucks and you're underemployed. And on top of that, you're getting garnished. But on top of that, you're going to have problems with healthcare. The shit is about to hit the fan. Now, understand something. When it comes to these stocks, because all of this is interrelated, because obviously the stocks are only as big as the products that these people are able to sell to us. And if you've got people who are literally getting garnished, they're going to be buying less. And that means that the stocks for some of these markets or a lot of these markets is going to decline simply because they won't be as affordable or profitable because the people are going to not be able to buy the products. So I think the important thing here is to recognize the fact that a lot of these corporations, they've gotten so big and powerful and they've diversified themselves and expanded so much that some of them will be fine. But a lot of them won't be. And that's going to cause major backlash in the stock market. I think, however, even with the recession or even with stagflation, I think the big key players of the stock market are big enough that they really don't have to worry about it that much. And they can probably afford it if you suddenly have 30 million or 50 million Americans suddenly stop buying. Now, I don't think they're going to stop buying because these Americans, they don't stop buying anything. They get credit cards and they keep buying. It's just like with this record Black Friday and this record Christmas spending that they're talking about. The simple fact is, this is not consumer spending. This is them using credit cards. That's what they don't talk about. If you measure GDP and you measure consumer spending and you intertwine those things, you can actually make it look like the economy's doing better than it is because it looks like if people are spending, everything's going good. But the simple fact is, no, it's not going good. These people are spending on credit and now their credit is being called. It's no different than a margin call. You're being called. You're being told, no, you got to pay this now. And now you're getting garnished? Nah, you're in trouble. I've been saying this for years. The government refuses to say it, but every single indicator basically says we're in not only recession, but we're actually in a state of stagflation. That's where we are. But the main thing that they never teach you, or at least they don't teach you anymore, is that stagflation is caused by a reduced GDP. It's caused by a wave of unemployment, but what we have now is underemployment, which is just as bad. And the thing that they don't talk about is the fact that it's usually caused by poor government programs, poorly targeted government programs. So we're in a state of stagflation that's been caused by poorly targeted government programs. And what you're seeing is people going deeper into debt. Americans are no longer living paycheck to paycheck. Americans at this point are living loan to loan. And that's the bottom line. And the government refuses to say it. They'll keep lying. They'll keep making up false numbers. Trump will, oh yeah, if you don't give me the numbers I want to see, you're fired. And he did it right in front of us. Well, look at the Federal Reserve. They're going after Lisa Cook, going after Jerome Powell. Oh yeah, if you don't lower the interest rates like I said, you're fired. I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to find something on you and we're going to get rid of you. Trump's doing that shit right in your face. Doing it right in your face. So, you know what? Listen, I don't have those debts. I ain't got to worry about that shit. So, you know, while I'm in Vietnam sipping on some drink and I got some Vietnamese chicken giving me a rub down with some coconut oil, y'all figure it out because I'm going to be in Vietnam. So y'all figure it out, you know. I don't know what you're going to do, but I think all of you are in trouble because this doesn't just affect. See, they try to put a black face on it, like just like with this government shutdown and the loss of the Department of Education. They try to make 300,000 black women lost their job. My question is, how many white women lost their jobs? I know white men who lost their jobs from these colleges. And they can't get another job that easily because the enrollment's down. And you can bet that enrollment's going to be even lower because of these student loan issues. If these people can't sign up for these Parent Plus and these unsubsidized student loans, what do you think that's going to do to enrollment in these colleges? What do you think? My question is, how many white people lost their job? I don't want to hear about the black women who lost their job. I want to hear about how many white women and how many white men lost their jobs. Nobody's offered those numbers to me. 300,000 black women, 400,000 black women. Here's my question. What about the black men? How many black men lost their jobs? But they talk about black women because they like to put a black face on that shit, and that's how they obscure the argument. It's just like with welfare. When they want to talk about how great welfare is doing and how it's helping people, what they do, they put a black woman's face on it. Here's my question. How many white women have missed out on that welfare thanks to Trump and the government shutdown? How many white women lost their Section 8? How many white men lost government Section 8 and food stamps and welfare? This is the reason why, and I said I wasn't going to make this long, but obviously I was wrong. This is the reason why when we have that next election, the Republicans are going to get wiped the fuck out. A lot of them are already saying, oh yeah, I'm not seeking re-election because they already know they're going to get destroyed. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene said, well, I stole as much money as I could steal, so now I'm going to just get out of here because this place is going nuts. I got these goddamn MAGA psychopaths making death threats and shit. I don't have time for this. So Marjorie Taylor Greene said, nah, I'm out of here. Fuck that. I can't blame her. A lot of these other MAGAs, some people call them maggots. A lot of these other ones, oh, no, we're not seeking re-election. Trump endorsed a number of people in that last election, and they all lost. All of them. Who won? You got a bunch of women winning. A bunch of women. Oh, every woman who basically ran won. Now, what was her name? Sears, Winsome Sears. Trump endorsed her. She lost. She gone. She thought taking pictures with AR-15. She thought that was gonna push her over the edge. I was like, no, it doesn't work that way, honey. But she lost. When they have that next, and look who else won. In a few days, my new mayor, Mamdani is going to be swearing in. They haven't even been talking about him lately. They were talking about, oh yeah, they elected a communist, socialist, Muslim mayor. It's like they forgot all about this guy. They're not even talking about this guy lately. He about to swear in. What do you think those next set of elections are going to look like when these kids are getting their asses... These kids and their parents are getting their asses kicked by these student loans. And they get money snatched out of their paycheck. No more Starbucks for you. No more, what is that shit? Panera Bread. No more Panera Bread for your ass. No more, what else do y'all do? No more Lululemon and shit. No more of that. No, you're toast. The shit's about to hit the fan, let me tell you.
She partied hard in her 20s, sampled every flavor on the menu.
You ready?
Lead the way.
And now she's 30, alone with 3 kids.
Coming this spring. It's time to settle down now and find me a good man that will take care of me and my kids.
I'm looking for a man who is 6 feet tall and makes over $100K.
No matches? Why can't I find a good man?
Don't worry, babies. We will have someone to take care of us soon.
A single mom.
To be continued.